about a few things. You know, we was talking the other day, and something you said stuck to me a lot when you was like how this rap game became like the new dope game, like the corner, like, and I'm like, it's really like that, and it's sad. It's entertaining, but it's not a good entertaining, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that right there really stuck with me, and I also feel like with our situation, there was a lesson there that I didn't feel like everybody caught. You know what I mean? Like, there was a big lesson to be learned. And I want to get my perspective on how I feel what lesson is, and maybe you could do the same. So I feel like, you know, when YBN Almighty got the chain snatch and I got it back from you, some people was like, oh, why did Hope do that? Some people was like, oh, I would have never did with a kid. I would have never did that. But some people respected, like, yo, that's the real right man shit to do. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, I don't feel like it's a fact that I'm glad God working mysterious ways. I don't know what y'all believe in out there, but the fact that you tagged me was so important, because if you didn't tag me in that, the chain would have never came back, because it's not that the other dudes didn't have the strength to get it back. It's like the little dudes who had the chain, they just didn't. They was like, I don't trust them. Hocus, you know what I'm saying? We gonna fuck with Hocus, because Hocus is, you know, them dudes are connected to the streets, but I am the streets. You know what I mean? Not to take nothing away from everybody else you tag. So them dudes were just like, I don't trust them industry dudes. You know what I mean? If Hocus come, it is what it is. And I just feel like, you know, the lesson was missed, man. Like, what happened was, three things happened was, you know what I mean? It was a respecting, a mutual respecting. It unified us, and it also showed people that, you know, we could handle situations afterwards without the violence. You know what I'm saying? Without extra violence. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I really feel like, man, I stopped because even whether it's from you or not, like, people didn't like what happened to that kid, you know? So I feel like I stopped a potential down south, East Coast, you know, war from happening, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and I feel like a lot of y'all out there, y'all didn't get the message. You know, shout to Benny the Butcher. He went out of town, you know, in Houston, and whatever happened to him. You know, he got shot. And it's nothing wrong with calling up, picking up your phone, calling somebody, and you know you got $1,000 worth of jewelry on. You know what I'm saying? And you know that you a star, whatever. And yo, do you got anybody out there that can hold me down? You know what I mean? I got a show out there, and you piece off a little to get the hell. There's nothing wrong with that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I wanted you to elaborate on that. How you feel about that, big homie? Yeah.
Well, first of all, let me say you absolutely right, man. And it's a difference in a man being connected to the streets and being the streets. And one thing that you and I was able to solidify was something that was bigger than all of that. You know what I mean? I consider, you know, us having a lifetime bond to be able to prevent a lot of future, you know what I mean, BS from taking place, man. And not only, I feel, not only did you, your move was such a strong move, because like a lot of people, you know, the elevators only go up so far. You know, their thinking ability only goes so far, and they don't see the portrait and the picture of things until somebody did. You know what I mean? Until the worst has taken place. And those of us that have thinking ability, then we know how to eliminate and prevent somebody losing their life before we see the big picture of a situation. And, you know, you have that ability, that thinking ability. I have that thinking ability. And you're absolutely right. You know, for those who think it's something weak, you know what I mean, about saving a life, or about, you know, having a relationship where you can check in, where you can, you know, I don't like that word, check in.
Yeah, it got a bad stigma on it now.
Yeah, you know,
it makes people ego come out, the word check in.
But just a relationship, you know what I mean, or power, because that's what it is. You know what I mean? If I come somewhere and I can call, you know, one of my homies, Hocus, or vice versa, you can call on me, then all that's going to do is put a whole different level of protection on your ass. You know what I mean? Where one, you know, because when one identify with certain brands, when one have that respect, you know what I mean, you come to their city and they are embraced by different people, then, you know, they immediately know in H-Town, okay, this is not food no more. We can't eat off of this. We can't look at their jewelry and say, oh, I would like to have that, or I'm going to have that, because they already know serious consequences come with that situation, that even jackers don't like them kind of consequences. Some of the only people I know that don't care about the consequences, they from the Middle East over there, them suicide bombers, right? The suicide bombers showed me a whole different level of gangster that I hadn't, seen, because they don't want to live. You know what I mean? They just, if they got to have it, they willing to blow their whole bodies up for it.
Yeah, that's a different type. But yeah, man. I tell people, I'm like, yo, look, at this point in my life, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a kid, y'all. I'm not one of these little kid rappers. Like, I've been through shit. Like, I was facing life in prison, right? And I made it out of that for a reason. Like, but, you know what I mean? I was facing life, and I beat my trial, right? I made it out of that. So for me to come home and then be put in a situation like this and be tagged in that post, God put me there for what I did to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, without me, it wouldn't have happened, because them little dudes didn't respect everybody else. So it's like, yo, I did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, to all y'all out there, that's the lessons that need to be learned. Like, yo, sometimes you got to put your ego and your pride to the side and make the right decision. I don't care if your homeboys don't feel it is. Like, I stopped the potential war from happening, y'all. Like, think about that. Yeah. Think about, like you said, the lives that was saved, rather than, and the relationship that's being built between me and you, furthermore, and more, like you said, more lives we can help save. Think about that versus y'all little egos. You know what I'm saying? And for all y'all rappers out there that's going to pay attention to this and watch this for future references, yo, don't listen to the dudes who's like, yeah, you can't come with my shit. Yo, listen. Call the right people, man. Link with the right people. Make them phone calls. And you know what I'm saying? And if you ain't got the people out there, somebody do. That's what it's mob ties for. Somebody do. Hit somebody up. They'll make them phone calls for you. Write your pride, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I definitely wanted to get that across, big homie, because, I feel like, it's a lot going around. I see the negative aspect of it, people talking about in the media right now, especially after what happened to Child Benny the Butcher. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the homie. And I was just like, I got to jump on with the big homie and have us explain what the lesson was learned, what should have been learned after our situation.
Yeah, and it's important, man. Like right now, you and I have a bond to the extent, and Benny the Butcher is one of your loved ones. He's one of your homies. Like, that didn't have to happen to him. You know what I mean? And that don't have to happen to any of your family that coming our way moving forward. You know what I mean? Because we'll meet them at the airport or wherever. You know what I mean? And ain't no charge. You know what I mean? It's out of love. And it's just a matter of, letting one know, hey, man, we together. You know what I mean? That's what respect do. That's what our bond for one another do for those who didn't understand it in the beginning. Because so many people did not even understand the move I made with the tag. They looked at that as a form of disrespect or a form, but I knew what I was doing because, I know how to think. You know what I mean? And I'm here because of the same reason you here. We don't know how to think, and if we think being strong is being weak, then surely weakness or whatnot will knock at our door, and we may not like it. You know what I mean? So, once again, man, ain't nothing weak about neither one of us.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And we understand that to the fullest.
That's a fact. And they know it too. Nobody never told me nothing like that to my face, but I hear the whisper. You know what I mean? And I never paid it no mind because I understand, like, it really takes a different type of nigga. Like, I was here home in Atlanta. I don't even live in New York no more. Like, I didn't have nothing. I don't even know them little kids. I had nothing to do with the situation. I could have just sat back and said, I'm minding my business. But I said, you know what? I took a flight all the way to New York just to make sure, like, all right, I know I'm here for this purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm living my purpose, man. Ever since I came home from jail, I've been getting a lot of blessings just by living in my purpose. You know what I'm saying? So, I salute you, big homie. Thank you for taking the time out. I don't want to hold up your whole day. I definitely wanted you, know what I mean, to at least, give them your voice. My view was your voice. And, so we could, just start thinking differently, y'all. Just start moving differently and make them calls. Hit us up. Hit me up. I'm somebody that, you know what I mean? Like I'm open. I'm not one of these, I'm not a Hollywood dude, man. I'm a street dude. Hit me up. Don't be afraid to do that. So definitely salute to you, big homie. I think your sound went off. They started breaking us up. There you go. Why your sound? We can't hear you. Yeah. The sound went off. But yeah, man, definitely, man, salute to the big homie. Salute to the big homie Jay Prince, man. Oh, here you go. Hold on. There you go.
Yo.
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I missed that. I missed those last words you were saying to me.
Oh, nah, I was just basically saying, I was just basically talking to the people, like, you know, like from moving forward, you know, I'm a street dude. I'm not a Hollywood dude. Hit me up, hit us up. Like, we reachable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to prevent stuff like this from happening. That happened already. I would love. I take for no money. You know what I mean? I just take pride knowing that I help somebody. You know, I'm gonna get my blessings, and I know I am. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's basically what I was just saying to the people.
Yeah, you know, many are called, few are chosen, man. You're a chosen one. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that
coming from you.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, I'm glad that, you know, we like-minded to the extent where we can see above, you know, the surface deep. Because it was a time I couldn't, you know what I mean? I couldn't see. You know, I would have thought differently. I would have reacted differently on a whole lot of things. But you know, that's why it's so important. I tell all the little homies, embrace an OG over IG. You know what I mean? Because this is what really saved lives. This is what really saved doing life sentence or having to go experience, you know, all of that you have already experienced. You already know the way and the direction on how to prevent that. You already know on how to protect yourself with your movement and different things. So when I sit back and like observe a lot of, you know, the homies, the rappers, you know what I mean, that's dying, the way I see them dying, you know, it's no doubt about, you know, it's a dangerous career right now. And definitely for those who, you know, I call it campaigning, you know, because some people bring stuff on their own self, you know what I mean, based off the words and different things that they say, because life and death is in the tongue. And if you campaigning for something and you get elected, then, you know, you don't like election day, but it comes from reaping what you sow. You know what I mean? All those different laws or whatnot. And the playing field where rap is concerned, you know, has turned, you know, into a whole different ball game today than it was, you know, a few years ago. And we have to embrace that is what it is and adjust, you know, adjust accordingly. And, you know, I'm hoping that a lot of the guys do that, man. I'm hoping that a lot of the OGs, well, I'm hoping that they will listen and go and embrace some of the OGs to, you know, to tell them how to save their life. Because a lot of the deaths that I witness, I sit back and hear about them like, wow, this would have been done. That didn't have to take place. If this would, and it's just a matter of putting some extra protection on your ass. It's a matter of not getting caught up in ego and thinking with your brain. But if they don't know how to think, you know what I mean? And you're dealing with individuals that think they know everything, but they don't know. And then, you know, that bullet, you know, running up in their ass and they like, oh, I really didn't know, but sometimes it's too late. So once again, embrace somebody. It ain't like they don't have the money to even protect themselves.
Right.
That's other people. You know what I mean? Why you want to be a fool with a bunch of money? You know, it's going to soon depart.
That's a fact, man. And you look at dudes like Triple Extension, you know? You look at dudes like that, and he got caught slipping at a light by himself. You know, that should have never happened. Like, you definitely should have had some protection in his own town, but still, you should have had some protection with you. So people to protect you. When you worth some money, man, it's wolves out there that want to eat. You know what I mean? So you got to feed some wolves, or even if it's legal security, that's still wolves to keep them off of you. Growing up in my neighborhood, like what you said, I overstand it, because growing up in my neighborhood, I learned, and I sit back and watch. Like, anything that happened in my neighborhood, me and my brothers got blamed for it. any shootings, any killings, and all that. So it was like, all right, you know what I mean? So what I did was I started a rap group, which was called Bang Bang Boogie, and I brought all the neighborhoods around together. You know what I'm saying? And it was something that had never been done before. The feds seen that, you know, and the state seen that, and that's when they locked us up. That's when I was facing all that time in jail. I was facing life because they seen that, you know, like they didn't really like that. Of course, I was in the street, but it was more so they seen us about to take off. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I learned my lessons through my experiences and others too. And not to even just go back on that. You just off of who you are alone and the work that you put in, I want to salute you. And you deserve that. You deserve the respect. I don't care where it's at in the country. You ain't from New York, so what? That's the big homie. Like, he's paving the way for us. He deserved that respect. And yo, man, get that chain back, man. Man, that's the big homie. Like, nah, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you'll do the same for us. You know what I'm saying? For the little homies. You and you don't got no bad stain on your name with nobody who was signed under you. Never heard nobody. You like, salute. I tilt my hat to you, big bro. Like, definitely.
Yeah. No, the feeling is mutual, man. The feeling is mutual. And one more thing, you know, a lot of times, you know, people think because they have a bunch of people with them, that's a form of protection. That ain't the case. You can have a whole bunch of people with you without structure, and things will go astray. You know what I mean? So structure is so important to have with your movement. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, if everybody too high or too drunk, or you know what I mean, the whole crew is not mentally there, then nobody, you know what I mean, is thinking proper. So, you know, all the artists, the rappers, and just people in general, you know, it came a time in my life where I say, okay, my objective when I leave home today is to make it home. You know what I mean? I need to make it back home. I got kids. You know what I mean? I'm 21, I'm 22, but I got kids. I want to be here for my kids, so I'm gonna have to think and prepare. You know, when I'm leaving, I'm playing chess. I'm thinking moves ahead so I can make it back to my kids. So therefore, everything I'm interacting with all throughout that day, I'm like, I got to make it home to my kids. So I put a system, I put structure around me to make sure that take place. And that's what, you know what I mean, people have to do. You know what I mean? Because that's who really suffer, you know, when they leave, man. You know, just think about it. You know, ain't nothing like I was a victim of that to a certain extent growing up without one of the parents being there. You know what I mean? A lot of times we take that for granted. We don't, you know, we act like tomorrow is promised and we're invincible, and that's just not the case, you know what I mean, today, in this time. So I'm hoping, man, people put more protection on their ass, and if you don't know, ask. You know what I mean? Ask somebody that has lived through these trials and tribulations, because ain't nothing like having a track record of being able, you know, where you can say, okay, I've been there and I've done that, and I'm still here. You know what I mean? I used to always say, homie, it's hard for a man to tell me how to stay out of jail, and he always going to jail. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So, you know, you always going, you know, you can't tell me how to stay out if you always going. Now, if you done been and you done figured it out, you got a track record of, you know what I mean, not going back to back, then I want to hear from you.
Yeah, hey, that's a fact, man. And you know, somebody like you who's been as successful as you've been, that's what y'all want to aspire to be. And you know what I mean? I came to your mansion. You invited us out to your mansion, your house, your land. Beautiful, man. Just like, that was such an aspiration. You don't even know. You know, but you don't even understand what that did for me. Like, you know, I'm for the moon and the stars. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah, I do.
That did. He's like, yeah, I know. That did a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm somebody who also, like, you know what I mean? I consider myself a young OG. You know what I'm saying? Been in the streets, made it past. You know, I went to jail a few times, but my last one, when I was faced on that time, I beat it and haven't been back in not even one handcuff since. You know what I mean? Just a few traffic tickets. That's it. So yeah, like you said, OGs over IG. Listen to people like us. You know what I mean? Because we ain't gonna misguide you. We ain't been doing it, and trust and believe. You know, that move that we made when we came together was the right move. Anything other than that would have been idiotic. You know what I'm saying? It's just been like more chaos. Who wants more chaos? I don't want none of my homies going to that. I got brother in jail doing 19 years. I got some brothers that from another mother doing life. I don't want that no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody going to war with me. I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need more brothers in jail. I don't need more brothers in the grave. We need to unify like this and help build generational wealth together. This is what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? We need to be able to call one another. You know, if we got something going on, like yo, Prince, I got artists or something on. Maybe you can help me get in this building, or maybe you know what I'm saying? Yo, I got my people out there. Can you hold them down? Whatever it may be. That's what we need to do, and we need to practice that throughout these states. You know what I mean? Because I feel like these beefs now, especially in hip hop, is becoming, they're going state to state now. They leaving neighborhoods, and it's like this got to stop. It got to stop. Somebody got to say it. I'm sorry, I'll be the one to say it. I'll be, you know what I mean? If you don't like what I'm saying, oh well, man, it got to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Satan is the author of confusion, man. So people have to understand, when this confusion, is taking place in different people's life, understand that Satan is the author of confusion. He ain't far away. He in the midst of it. So for those who want to wallow in killing each other, who want to wallow in confusion, then, Satan, their brother, you know what I mean? He right there in the midst of it. It's important for one to understand that. Now, I also want to take this opportunity, man. I released a drink right here, you know what I mean, which contributed Merlot and champagne and rosé and Cabernet. It's called Loyalty. You know what I mean? It's called Loyalty out of all things. And I'm glad that I had an opportunity to meet a brother like yourself who can stand and represent that word to the fullest. Loyalty. You know what I mean? Because that's what the menace in the day is, respect and loyalty. People don't want to embrace that no more. And I got a brand right here, man, and I'm hoping if a snitch drank this here Loyalty, he gets sick.
The bag that go to the snitches. Yo, I'm a heavy wine drinker. I'm glad you got that. I need to go try that out. You know how we doing the wine.
I got the Merlot, you know what I mean?
That's the cab. Yeah, I fuck with the cab too. Yo, is it out everywhere now though, or is it like right now local in Texas?
Well, right now you go to my Instagram and push that link, or you go to Loyalty Wine and push that link. And on December the 21st, I got 18-wheelers coming to stores near you around the world. But, before then, you can push a link and order it. It's called Loyalty, man. Everybody toasts to, a taste of loyalty, because at the end of the day, every move that we ever was successful with, if you think about it, whether it was any type of celebration where we was concerned, loyalty have to be in the midst of it. Without that, we can't win. You know what I mean? Whether I was with my crew, whether it's a Super Bowl, whether it's successful marriage, whatever the case may be. We're not talking about being perfect, but we are talking about having some loyalty, you know what I mean, in the midst of it, man. And that's what it's going to take to live, period. You know what I mean? To surround, they got to surround themselves around a crew of individuals where their movement is not based on a moment, because when everybody's living in that moment lifestyle like you and I used to do, you know what I mean? That ain't nothing to do with us. I mean, nothing new to us. Every day it was about a moment for me for a minute. And I understood that the movement is so much powerful than the moment, because you're dealing with a big picture. You're dealing with longevity. You know what I mean? And I had to make that transition. And that's how I became successful, is when I embraced that mind state versus, that moment. Every day in my life, I'm not thinking about the consequences. I'm not thinking about the choices I make. You know what I mean? Two things we get every day in life when we wake up, that's a chance and a choice. And when you get that chance, and what you decide to do with those choices is what's going to determine your destination. And we can't take that lightly, because, when we end up however it ends, it's because of the choices we made.
That's fact. Yeah, that's facts, man. The moments that you talk about that landed me in jail a few times, up to the point where, like I keep repeating, the one I was facing life, and it only take us a moment to sit your ass in that jail for a long time. Honestly, it took me. They kept me there 4 years awaiting trial, big homie. 4 years just to see if I was gonna be able to come home or not. I beat it and I came home, but that's not everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's not. I done seen a lot of niggas blow trial. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like to say I'm lucky. I say I'm blessed. You know what I mean? And I made a promise. I made a pact with myself and with the God within me and to God. You know what I mean? And that's between me and God. And I feel like I'm walking in them shoes of the pact that I made. You know what I mean? That's why I'm getting the blessings that I'm getting now, like I said earlier. But I definitely understand what you mean. That moment.
And that's real. A lot of the homies, like I grew up with all kinds of homies, and I know them right today. A lot of people think it's something weak about God, you know what I mean, or about praying, or, they sick individuals. But, a lot of times people do better when they know better. And that's what's being explained right now. You know what I mean? There's nothing weak about embracing the Creator. You know what I mean? The God of
nothing weak at all about that.
And, that's what changed my life. You know what I mean? That's what changed my life when I decided to do that. And it's so important for one to tap in to the blessing giver. Everything you want, he the owner of. So what's weak about it? What's weak about having a relationship with the Almighty, the Creator? Whatever you want to call it. He there. Always going where he coming from.
Exactly. And a lot of us don't like. A lot of us only want to talk to him. You know what I mean? When we in some trouble. And I'm guilty of that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. I'm guilty of the motherfucker. But now I consciously, I'm a heavy believer in the law of attraction. Now I consciously use it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Embrace the God within me in order to create my reality. Like you said, I love the way you put that. You got choice. You got a choice, you know what I mean? So you got a choice to create your own reality when you wake up that tomorrow. You know what I mean? You could either wake up and be like, I'm about to go on the drill today, or you can wake up and be like, you know what? I'm putting this gun down, man. I don't want to do this no more. I'm going to tell the homies I don't want to do this no more. I'm going to live for my family. I'm going to live for my kids. Yo, this is how I'm living from now on, y'all. I know our boy just died, but you know what? We don't need more of us guys going to jail. That's a hard pill to swallow. But sometimes, sometimes it got to happen. You know what I mean? And, you got to live life to the best of your ability. I'm not going to live my life the way somebody else want me to and end up out somewhere where they not even going to care. Like, you know what I mean? People die and life goes on. People go to jail, life goes on. Being in jail is dead to me. Big homie, I lost everything. I lost my girl. I lost my car. I lost my money. When I went to jail for them years, I lost time for my kids. Had to rebuild a relationship with my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm just now recently getting cool with my first baby moms from that situation because I felt like she abandoned me. But even that thinking was selfish. I had to grow even after coming home. Like, I did leave her out here on her own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, she was dependent on me. I was getting the money. I was the money maker. Now she don't know what the fuck to do. You know what I'm saying? So we make them quick decisions and we fuck up a lot of people's lives, yo. Not just ours. We fuck up a lot of people's lives. Stop being selfish and fucking up your family life, man. Hurting your moms, your kid. You're not just hurting yourself. That's real shit. I had to learn that shit the hard way. Hopefully, y'all can learn through our experiences, our knowledge. I really believe that this live right here is definitely going to change and save a life. You know what I mean? If it's one, then we did our job. But if it's a whole lot more, then I'm happy and I'm proud.
Man, all I ever wanted to do as a young'un, even in the midst of my foolishness, I never was too foolish to embrace wisdom. So I always wanted to hear game. You know what I mean? I always wanted to hear wisdom. I always wanted to know a better way, an easier way. So, I hope that, and I know just from looking at the comments on here, we're not talking to a bunch of fools. Right. Because a fool despises wisdom. You know what I mean? Some dudes going to be fools regardless of what happened. And we can't save everybody. But for those who not, closed-eared or closed-minded where wisdom is concerned, and for those who want to embrace wisdom to have a better life, easier way, a smarter way of doing things, then embrace wisdom. Ain't nothing weak about it. Matter of fact, it's a strength. You know what I mean? Because even a fool with money gonna lose his money. But if you got a wisdom, you get money, you know how to keep it. So I'm hoping, man, and I love sharing wisdom. I love sharing game because it was shared with me. You know what I mean? A lot of things we learn through trial and error, but that's not the best teacher. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that when you served, well, you didn't serve time, you let time serve you. And the reason I know that is because if you serve time, you'd have been back already. So for those that can hear us that's in jail, don't serve time, let time serve you. Which simply means learn something in there. You know what I mean? Have a made up mind when you come up out of there that, okay, I'm going to equip myself where I ain't got to come back this direction. You know what I mean? So, that's game, man. We have to embrace that from one another. I learn from you. You learn from me. I'm the type of dude I learn from a baby. You know what I mean? I don't never think I know it all or I can't learn no more. I'm constantly learning. That's why I surround myself with the youth. You know what I mean? That's why I don't disassociate myself from where I came from. I ain't gonna never forget where I came from. Because that's important for me to go back to my community, uplift my community. You know what I mean? Inspire my community, give them game, give them wisdom. Let them know that, okay, man, you're doing wrong, do wrong to do right. You know what I mean? Don't try to make no career out of doing wrong. You know what I mean? Because if you're trying to make a career out of doing wrong, you already lost. It's just a matter of time before loss catch up with you. And it's on your trail because you're working against the universal laws of God. So you can't win.
Can't win.
Yeah.
I don't know no. I'll be honest, man. All the kingpins I know even served a bunch of time. They went to jail. You know what I mean? Or they still in jail or they dead. Like, so yeah. I don't know nobody. Honestly, I don't know them. Like, so you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you're speaking nothing but facts. You know, and it took, and through experience of watching other people, took a long time for me to learn that. You know what I mean? I'm 37 years old. You know what I mean? I'm not young, but I'm not old neither. And I'm still like, I can still build with build with people like you, and I can still come, build with the I'm like right in between. You know what I mean? So I'm just using my voice and my platform now to try to help change. Like, you know what I mean? Try to help make a change. You know what I'm saying? Any way I can, big bro. Any way I can. So thanks a lot again, man, for coming up here. And, and helping me, spread the message. I really appreciate you. You already know I tell you all the time.
Yeah, definitely. All good, bro. All good. And, hey, one thing before I go, I want everybody to understand that truth stay the same forever. I don't care what age you get. The truth's still the truth. That lie got to keep changing. You know what I mean? That lie just changed generation after generation. But that truth stand the test of the time. You know what I mean? The truth is the truth.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Once again, I appreciate you, big bro. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I definitely, be calling you after this or whatever, and we gonna build. Yeah. We gonna build outside of this, like always.
Hey, I appreciate you inviting me, man.
All right, big homie.
All right,
That was the big homie Jay Prince. Shout out to Jay Prince. You know what I mean? I hope a lot was learned through this, right? Because I felt like the lesson that when I got the chain back, right? I don't feel the lesson was really learned. I feel like, people rather preferred ignorance. They would have rather preferred. First of all, I ain't take chain. I ain't have nothing to do with that shit. I wasn't even there. You know what I mean? First of all, I didn't even know the dudes, but they wasn't going to give it to nobody but me, right? So I saw like, fuck it. I get on the plane. I go get it. What would y'all rather do? Yo, fuck that Bronx, man. Bronx, you got the chain, man. Bronx, fuck that. Fuck Houston. For what? For what? To entertain y'all niggas to, not y'all on here, but to entertain the world? So, and I gotta walk around, watching my back? For what? For something that I had completely nothing to do with? Get the fuck out of here. We made the right choice, the right decision, and, and we built a bond, and our bond is growing stronger, and we continue to build. And who wouldn't want to build to have a friend like Jay Prince? Like, let's be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, he's an honorable, solid man. Now, he's like, I can see if it was a bitch ass rapper or something like that, You know what I mean? I'd probably be like, man, I ain't getting that shit back for that nigga. Fuck that. But this is an honorable, solid, well-respected man. Let's be real, okay? Okay? That's somebody to aspire to be like. Multi-millionaire. I've been to his mansion. He brought me inside his home. Salute to him. Brought me in his home, his mansion. Incredible. His land, incredible. 1,000 acres. Imagine how much. That's something I aspire to. I want for me and my family. That's something I aspire to be like. Come on, bro. I did the streets already. I used to aspire to be like the killers. I used to do that. It landed me in jail. When I got to jail face of life, I said, I don't want to be like them killers no more. Anybody who's sitting in that fucking cell that got some sense gonna say that. And you facing life in jail, you're gonna be like, damn, I don't want to be like them killers no more, man. I want to go home. I want some pussy. I want to have sex. I want to be with my kids. You know, I want to eat a real decent meal. And I became vegan, and now I want to eat a vegan meal. You know, you start thinking, you're like, yo, this shit really not worth it. Niggas running in your cell. They don't tell you this part. They coming in your cell, strip, turn around, squat, open your ass cheek for fucking men. It's the most degrading shit ever. They don't tell you that part. They tell you the war stories. Here, son, I cut the nigga. Yeah, I stabbed this nigga. Or I had some fights. Oh, yeah, I did my time like a man. Yeah. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you that strip search. The most degrading shit in the world. You can't hide your nuts when you can't do this. Nigga, put your hands up. Yeah, niggas, turn around. Men looking at your fucking cheeks. That's real shit. That's solid shit. Not us running around here trying to run around and still killing each other. Nah, that ain't solid. Not to me. I'm sorry. But there's a lot of y'all still in here, so I'm gonna still talk to y'all for a little while. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring some of y'all up to give some of y'all viewpoints of how y'all felt about the interview. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bring y'all up. I'm gonna bring y'all up so y'all go, talk about how y'all feel about it. So y'all can have a word or two before I go. I'm not just gonna end it on y'all like that. Shout out to Jay Prince, man. Shout out to the big homie Jay Prince. For pulling up. Send me the request if you want to come in live and talk. I'm sending it out. All right, hold on. I'm sending it out to y'all who sent me the request. If you send me a request, I'm gonna pull you up. You gained a follow off list. Thank you, man. Follow me, man. Follow me here.
What's good?
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, bro?
Yeah, nothing, man. Long time, man. Like, I seen you up here. I just wanted to come up here and say some things. Like, I'm from the Bronx or whatever. I go way back. Like, I remember you from a long time ago. You probably don't remember me, but we got a lot of mutual friends. But I just came up here to salute you because what people don't know is you saved a lot of lives. Because at the end of the day, it's a lot of New York rappers that travel in the South and make money. And it would have been real uncomfortable for them. And that's what people don't really get, that I get because I was in that music game and making money. It's a respect thing. So if them Southern artists come to New York and they not safe, well, guess what was going to happen? What was going to happen? Had that chain not came back.
Ask me if they thank me, though.
and the big bro, like, respect Jay Prince, his name alone, he don't have to push a button. His name alone. Somebody that never met him from Texas, just off the strength, thinking they doing him a solid, would have ran down on one of y'all. So at the end of the day, like, not only do you save lives, and I'm actually proud to see your growth and your development because we all come from a certain element. That don't mean we got to stay thinking like that. Because if you think the same way at 37 that you did at 22, you're a fool. You know what I'm saying? And people ain't been in these real situations. Like, these dudes think this shit. And this is why you got so many people taking the stand, bro. Because at the end of the day, when we was young dudes, we came up in a different generation. Like, we had to earn our way outside.
That's a fact.
So, like, a lot of dudes be saying they in the streets. No, nigga, y'all niggas is on the block. And on the block and in the streets is two totally different things. Because in the streets means you respected everywhere. On your block means your cousin was somebody and niggas let you come outside. And we got a lot of these off the porch niggas now. These niggas cousins with somebody, they come outside, some shit jump off, now they on the stand turn on 20 niggas.
Damn,
you understand what I'm saying?
You just said that, bro. Niggas ain't in the street, y'all on y'all blocks. It's a fact. You know what I mean? I tell niggas all the time, you have little niggas act like they tough. I be like, yo, who I am? And I don't like I don't even toot my horn like that because It's just I'm a humble dude.
Speak for yourself, man.
I'm a humble dude.
It's self-explanatory.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta big yourself up. Like, hold on, you ain't who you say you are. You know what I'm saying? Hey, DMX said that years ago. You know, understand this for your own good. Everybody is the man in their own hood, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Your shit is self-explanatory. Like, you could go to Atlanta and somebody gonna meet you at the airport. See, like, when I first started getting in that music game, like, dudes like Bump J in Chicago, like, you had to, like, people talking about, oh, I ain't tapping in. Tapping in to us was a sign of respect. You understand what I'm saying? Like, New York now, like, no disrespect, like, and I ain't trying to be disrespectful. When we grew up, it was different. Niggas called us when they came to New York. Niggas wasn't just going and getting a hotel on 42nd Street and partying, and niggas from New York would go hang with them and it was okay. Nah, you had to touch it with some thug niggas, or niggas see you, they gonna see you. Mm-hmm. Just over respect, and it was like that. But now these dudes look at it like, oh, tapping into some sucker shit. Nah, it's respect, because it's shit about New York that you know that niggas that ain't from here know.
Exactly.
Yo, it's up. That rapper you hanging with, niggas want his head. So be careful when you come here. You understand what I'm saying? These niggas is out here booking niggas. Be careful out here. It just on some respect. So it's like, when you get to cities like Chicago and all that, I even go further, bro. Milwaukee, New Orleans. I've been all over, bro. You tap in with some real niggas. If you ain't tapped in with some real niggas, like, niggas gonna look at you in the club and they gonna be like, yo, no, they good, man. They fuck with Hocus. They good. Like that's his peoples and all that. But you just go in there, niggas like, yo, who you with? I don't know them niggas, man. I don't know who. Our promoter just brought you out here? Guess what? Because you remember when we first came outside, the whole shit was pay you that front end.